just a quick disclaimer before we start or you start watching this. The mic, I didn't press record on my recorder, and you might hear a little discrepancy in the audio, but I'll try to fix it as best as possible. But I will put a timestamp right here to tell you when the actual review gets underway. So enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new terrifying review CineQuest video. Today, we'll be reviewing a gothic horror unlike any other, Nosferatu. So, Nosferatu, Bryce, probably one of our most anticipated films this year.
Yes.
I appreciate you looking very Gary Oldmanly.
Yes, I want to watch the Nosferatu.
Nosferatu stars Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Bill Skarsgård, who we have mentioned before has totally redeemed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, Emma Corrin, Ralph Ineson. I don't know the rest of these people, but yes, that's the big names of this movie. So, Bryce, Nosferatu. What do you think about it?
It was very good. This movie was so hyped up, and for good reason. Don't get me wrong. Robert Eggers, love him.
I'm a big Robert Eggers fan.
Yeah, as far as I can say, man can do no wrong when it comes to putting images to celluloid, or if they use celluloid. I don't know, it's just an expression. But just a quick on it, I will say I really enjoyed the movie. Some things I was left wanting a little bit. I don't know what it is. It's not my favorite Eggers movie, but I mean, we'll go further into it, I suppose, more like what we liked and didn't like about it. All I can say is, one of my top 10 of the year. I enjoyed it immensely.
Yes.
There was just something. I don't know what it was. But anyways.
Well, I'm like I mentioned, very...
You're an egghead?
Yes. I'm a big Robert Eggers fan. Since I saw The Witch, I went and saw The Lighthouse. As weird as that movie is, I love that as well. I saw The Northman, also very good. I love that one also. And then Nosferatu. I like this one a lot. I would say it's pretty much on par with how Robert Eggers films things and how he does research and very keeping with the authenticity of the time. And I guess somewhat of the source material, which taking his liberties to do this whole almost reimagining thing. I liked it a lot. Is it my favorite? No, but it is still good, and I still think Robert Eggers is 4 out of 4 right now. Okay. At this point, like you said, to me personally, he can do no wrong. I'm pretty sure there's going to come a time where he does something, and I'm just going to be like, why? Why did you do that? And hopefully the time is not
Robert Eggers, Transformers 5.
Because it's 5 hours long, and it's like...
They say he went into the future to see how robots would really look.
Yeah, that's the research he did. He's like, how would Transformers... What was their dialect
like? What would they really look like?
So right now, he can do no wrong. And I say the same thing for, we mentioned before, Ari Aster, one of our movie wrap-ups. Yorgos, I haven't seen everything yet, but so far what I've seen, I have enjoyed a lot as well.
Have you not seen The Lobster yet?
I haven't. No.
I think you'd like Lobster. I've seen just a real quick side. He's in The Lobster, Killing of Sacred Deer.
I've seen that one.
What? Yeah. Kinds of Kindness, Poor Things, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else he's done that I...
See, I don't know.
Well, as far as I've seen those 4, and I liked all of them. And it's so funny because much like Eggers, Yorgos Lanthimos has he has like a certain style that he goes. I mean, obviously, right, as a director, but like there's something that he has that goes through it. It's like, you know what I mean. Like he leaves a little bit in every movie. It's like, oh, that's definitely a Yorgos film.
Yeah.
So I think if you like his Poor Things, Kind of Kindness, you would probably like The Lobster as well. But
well, I'm looking forward to watching it and seeing what that's about.
Yeah.
But as far as Nosferatu, like we mentioned before, it was hyped up a lot. I was avoiding the trailers on that one also,
much
but then
much like Long Legs, quite a bit.
I tried to avoid it as much as possible, but at some point I had to succumb to all the cinematic beauty that was the trailer itself.
Yeah,
you know, I just had to do it.
I watched. See, yeah, we're so fucking different. I'm sorry, I mean to curse here, but we're so different between you and I. Like when it comes to, I have to consume all the trailers that come out. I watched every single Nosferatu trailer.
Yeah.
And I remember it was Christmas Eve, and there was a advertisement just for it on TV, and I was hanging out with my parents, and my son was there, and then I got giddy. I was like, oh, I'm going to see it tomorrow. Like I was so excited. I watch all the trailers. I don't care, man. I mean, but the problem is with that is it does really hype you up, and then you go in there. The other thing is too, I can't stand what some of these trailers nowadays is they have to throw in now, like trailers are throwing in all the Rotten Tomato scores and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
They did that with him. It's like 94% Rotten Tomatoes.
That went down after the movie came out because this movie apparently has divided a lot of people.
94%.
It's not. It hasn't divided enough people to where they say this is a rotten movie.
Yeah.
Like,
how much did it go down?
I think right now it's like 80-some%. Last time I saw it was 87%. But that is to say that the hype kind of got people all riled up, you know, and people went into a Robert Eggers movie like you and I discussed, not on the podcast, but just like just in our regular discussions that we just talk about movies and stuff like that. That I don't know if Eggers or that Robert Eggers is meant for the masses.
No.
You know, every movie that I've seen for Robert Eggers has been like a small kind of cult following that like follows him around. The Witch, again, people. It's a great horror movie.
I was getting flashbacks from The Witch with this because it was like everyone. Well, it's not scary. You know, like
yeah,
it's like, and these are people who would say that, or the people that would like, you know, are going to see.
They like a certain type of movie.
Scare, like
they like a certain type of movie. Yeah,
Blumhouse movie, like
The Lighthouse again. That is not also movies not for the masses either. You know, like just because Robert Pattinson is in it, you know, of Twilight fame,
which is funny. He likes to get. I mean, I don't know about The Witch necessarily, but with Lighthouse, it's funny. He gets like popular like actors that young people like. You know what I mean, so to speak, like Pattinson. Yeah. And then in this movie, well, we'll get into that. But some of those actors.
But anyways, yeah, I just feel like he gets a lot of popular youngins, or well, I guess Pattinson's not that young, but like, you know, teeny boppers like him, you know what I mean? Like whatever. So I find that interesting. But anyways,
yeah. So apologies for not recording, but you'll hear a somewhat fixed version of that. We're talking loud enough. But anyways, Robert Pattinson again doesn't that role for The Lighthouse is not, I would say, like common for like any of his like regular fan base to watch. Mm-mm. And that's where I was kind of iffy on going into this because he was not one of my favorite actors until I saw The Lighthouse, and I was like, whoa, he has more range because all I had to reference was Twilight movies.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that
he's really good at he's got really good at like picking up different like accents and stuff too, because he's got that new movie that's coming out and he kind of talks like with an accent, like I don't know.
Well, I saw him in that movie with the Spider-Man kid Tom Holland, where what is it called? Where he plays like a pastor, like a real shithead pastor.
Oh,
yeah, I thought he was really good in that.
The Devil All the Time.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't seen that. I wouldn't want to watch it, but I want to read the book first.
It was good. But anyways, back to Nosferatu. It had the hype. I went to go watch it. First thing, Christmas morning, 10 o'clock. Was a pretty packed house. And I assume the people that were there are familiar with Robert Eggers and his line of work.
Yeah, are they? Or is it,
I would hope
you,
so.
the promotion. I'm
Promotion
telling you,
was
man.
like-
The promotion for
yeah.
this movie was crazy. So I feel like it got to the masses, dude. Like I don't know if it's just because of what's on my algorithm or whatever, or like they know, obviously all ads are targeted and all that. But this was on like TV too, man. Like that previews for it. So I think it just had a big.
Every like
mass
YouTube
marketing
ad that
thing,
I had
yeah.
was playing.
But see, I don't know if
trailer
that's
for the-
if
that
that's
could
they
be
targeting
me.
to
Yeah.
you or not. But yeah,
I mean,
but yeah. So I don't know. I myself, I was a cheesy bastard. I had to go see it on IMAX.
yeah,
I was like an Eggers movie on IMAX on the Giganto screen. So I was like, let me go check this out on that. So I saw it it was like the last showing. It was at 10:15 p.m. Same thing, man. Packed. It was crazy. It's been a while since I've been in an IMAX movie. Of course, I don't usually go on the weekends and all, but like to see it, well, I guess this wasn't a weekend, but it was a holiday, and it was like everyone. I mean, it was crazy. It was packed. Long lines. It's like a movie theater. Of course, it was Christmas Day, but I don't know. It was wild.
well, so Bryce, what did you like about Nosferatu?
Well, obviously, it's all the settings, the cinematography. I know that's a word I like to use a lot, but I mean, what else can you say? I mean, the man knows his way around camera, I guess, so to speak, and the director's seat. He knows his way around that. Like, I loved of course, again, what he's known for, like time, correct period pieces for like costumes, like all, it almost looked like straight up could have gone back in time and like stole shit from people and brought it to the set or something. Like, I like how all the natural lighting he uses a lot of just, there's a scene where he's in the castle and then he's going up like the stairs and it's just the fire lighting. Like, it's just like, you want to he has a way of like making you like, I want to explore that castle. Like the way he made it look was like, damn, I want to walk around these fucking rooms. It looks so cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a big one for me. The design of Orlok was pretty cool. I honestly liked it. I mean, there were some times where they showed him like when he was like fully naked, and I was kind of like, it's a little overdone with like the makeup and stuff, but like the character design, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's just his sets, his way he directs shots. I don't know. That's what I love about his movies, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you that the way it's shot, it's every shot from beginning to end is beautiful, well thought out, very planned out, very detailed in the costuming, the way they speak, all that kind of stuff. I thought the performances were really good, very eccentric characters for like Willem Dafoe, and even like a borderline teetering on a performance with Lily Rose Depp, where she was like just giving it her all, but like I think at any sort of point there was a line where she could have like jumped the shark and like gone to like silliness, with how how far she had to go. But I think she was on that line very well. Nothing I would like. I wasn't very familiar with her work, other than like seeing her in small bits in like Tusk and Yoga Hosers, films directed by Kevin Smith, which starred his daughter. Since Lily Rose Depp and Harley Quinn Smith are like best friends or something like that.
See, I haven't seen those movies, so I thought this was like her first time acting. Like, I thought it was her first movie. Not that she did a bad job. It was just like I thought this was her first movie, honestly.
Well, I know she did that series with The Weeknd on HBO, which I never saw because that's not my thing. But I think she did a great job. Willem Dafoe, great as always, playing the version of Van Helsing. Nicholas Holt, excuse me. I think it's his second Dracula type of movie because he was Renfield in the Nick Cage vehicle, which I loved, and I thought he did he was funny in that film.
Yeah.
And Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's always good in his movies, and so I didn't really have an issue I didn't have an issue with anyone acting. Even the guy that was the doctor, who was the dad in The Witch. I thought he did a great job also.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, that's him, man.
I recognize the voice. God, I love that guy's voice, dude.
He's great. Like I like him a lot.
Deep and like that. Yeah. And just like, oh, dude, I thought he did an awesome job. I just like the fucking character, man. He was so cool. Like, he was just like the doctor, like, just like he was trying to make rational sense, but he wasn't above like going to like supernatural means and stuff like that. I don't know. I like that character a lot, but I didn't even realize that was the guy.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then of course one of the big surprises, considering he had one of the worst movies we thought of this year. One of the worst performances I've seen from him. Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok did fantastic, completely unrecognizable, and I feel like you would hear this the same thing said by most people that review movies. That it's kind of hard to tell that that was even him. Vocally, he did a great job. Like all the wheezing, the very deep voice, the accent that he did for Count Orlok was great. I loved the way he looked. I like that they didn't just do like the same type of traditional Nosferatu look.
Well, they gave him like a Vlad Tepes mustache. It kind of made him look like what Vlad the Impaler would have been. Yeah. So he had that like Hungarian, like Transylvanian, like Slavic type,
which I thought was great.
Yeah,
it didn't make him look like a very typical generic vampire person, you know. So like everything about this movie, I loved a lot. Like you said, Bryce, there was something missing, but as I've been like replaying it over in my mind, I think I don't know if it was just something missing or something that I wanted from the movie that whatever Robert Eggers had intended like just wasn't fulfilling me as regards to a Dracula and or vampire movie in general. I was asking myself, do I want more vampire staking through the heart, more vampire shit? I've seen Dracula, Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. I love that
because that's what I'm thinking, and like I hate to be this like simple-minded guy. It's like need more action, but yeah, I think you see the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula, and there's like great fight scenes and all that. And like they're actually like confronting.
You have a shape-shifting Dracula character, you know,
and they're like confronting the vampire. Like they don't really necessarily do that in this one, so to speak. Like he's dealt with in a certain way, but it's not like I don't know. But again, that's not even how the original Nosferatu was, so it's kind of like you know you can't really complain about that. But yes.
Right. So that's what I was thinking that I was wanting from this movie. Just more Dracula, vampire, most typical like Hollywood vampire lore kind of shit that goes on. And I know Robert Eggers is very meticulous about the research and how he portrays certain things in his movies. And from my understanding, from what he's said in interviews, that he went back to original like vampire lore, like people who actually believed in vampires and stuff like that. So do I know about that? No, I don't. And which kind of like made me interested in actually going back and reading what traditional vampire lore was at a particular time, because I'm familiar with like the movies that I watch, you know, the typical Bela Lugosi Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula, the Lost Boys. Again, these are like movies that I like a lot. So like, am I expecting Robert Eggers and this quote unquote vampire movie to fulfill all those things that I want from my normal Hollywood vampire lore? I don't know. Was that it? I'm not too sure. But regardless of all that, I thought the movie was great. I thought it was shot well. Everyone did a great job acting. I liked it a lot. So definitely was a 10. A movie that's in my top 10. Where it sits right now on my list, I don't know, but it's definitely in my top 10 movies. And that's because I almost said it. I was even like
have it number one.
No, I was not gonna have it at number one. There was another movie I have at number one, and that was almost like concrete on the review that we did, and I don't think I've moved from that. But I liked it a lot. So, do you have anything else to mention about Nosferatu?
No, I like again. Yes, I mean. I enjoyed it immensely. I can't really pinpoint exactly what it was that I didn't put me at the top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put it over the top for me. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Like, by all accounts, this is like a great movie, near perfect in some ways. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's just something I couldn't get behind on it. And I think we differ a little bit, like on the acting part. I think Depp was okay, but there was something about her, and it was sometimes a dialogue with, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just, there was something in that it didn't like speak to me for some reason. I don't know, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I like the way. Now I'll say this to kind of drag on a little bit. Like the design of Orlok, I really, really loved when he first got to the castle, and you really couldn't make his face out,
Yeah.
and that shit was creepy. That was like cool, man. Like every time I've like seen like a movie where the vampire is like kind of creepy, like he's just there, and like I don't know, it's like he's very like obscured by the shadows, so you don't know exactly what his like face is gonna look like. I thought that was, oh my god, done so well. I don't know what it was, man. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents on it. You know, again, is it a bad movie? Or no, it's not definitely not a bad movie, but is it not a perfect movie for somebody else? I'm sure it is.
No.
It's all up to personal,
Yeah, and again,
subjective thing.
if you're a person who is familiar with the work of Robert Eggers, then I feel that you would like this a lot. But again, depending on the details and how you see your perception of the movie itself, would determine whether or not you think it's like his best or like it fits somewhere. I mean, again, it's definitely not a bad movie. I just think that it's a movie that's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Specifically, it's like horror, casual horror people. It might be for people who like fantastical romance and stuff. I think they might enjoy that. But I personally, like, as a fan, I felt that's kind of like fell in line with how he normally does things.
This is his most
I think it's most ambitious for sure.
ambitious, and I was gonna say his biggest budget movie to date, right?
Yeah, I love it. But as far as like, would you recommend watching?
Well, of course, I would absolutely recommend it.
Yeah. Same here. I would absolutely recommend it. We're trying to get away from giving out numbers for ratings, but definitely check it out in the theater. In fact, check it out in IMAX specifically.
I would recommend. I love. Yeah, IMAX was great.
It's a visual spectacle that I think is worth watching in an IMAX. I didn't. I'm kind of regretting that, but I may.
Well, if I
depending on how
may,
long
if
it's
you're gonna
on
go
it, I
see an
may check it
IMAX, it's probably best that you're going now, because I will say this: like having the crowd around too was like, it really took you out of the movie sometimes. That's another big thing, is the movie going experience. Maybe if I go see it again, without it'll like even go up over the top. It's because you're always gonna hear people talking and people like, I don't know. But yeah, maybe if you go now, I think it'll be really good.
And I would say, for my theater going experience, I was hoping there wouldn't be very many people on this particular movie on a Christmas day.
No, man, you're crazy.
But I had people sitting next to me, and I hate.
I did too. I had two.
so much.
Yeah, I had two
it.
strangers. I was like smack dab in the middle.
I deliberately go at certain times of the day for any movie I go watch, and I didn't really think this had much traction. Again, I've been wrong before with like Skinamarink and like all these fucking movies that people just like gravitate towards because probably the promotion was so great that they go and check it out. So
I will say this: I did the couple I had onto my left of me. They walked out, which is weird, but that was nice for me, because I was like, all right, well, just
rest
here.
up. You know, like, I did have one seat separating me from someone else, but like this other group of people. That, it's funny. Like when they walked in, they go, "Good morning," and I go,
okay.
Wow. I was like, okay. But thankfully no one spoke. Everyone was so quiet in there. So I did appreciate that. One last thing before we end this review, Bryce. Let's do a quick ranking of Robert Eggers movies.
Oh,
So he has 4 so far.
we're getting away from numbers.
Right? Well, ranking is
I
different.
know.
So what's number 4 for you?
Number 4 for me. Oof. See, that's kind of hard, man. I don't know.
Then you want me to go first? I got my list in my head already. I've been thinking about it for a long time. As soon as I was done with Nosferatu, I started like, thinking of my ranking of his movies.
Yeah, go ahead. I gotta think.
Okay, number 4, I will say, is The Northman.
Okay.
Number 3, I will say, is Nosferatu.
Okay.
Number 2, The Lighthouse. Number 1, The Witch. The Witch is still my favorite of his.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's shit. I don't know. I guess number 4 is gonna be kind of controversial here, but if I have to go based on like, I guess I gotta go number 4. Lighthouse. This may change. I don't know. I'm just kind of almost even talking to my ass here. Okay, number 4, Lighthouse. 3, Nosferatu. Shit, I don't even know. 2 Northman, number 1 The Witch.
All right. Again, things change.
You know what? All right, it's fine. I'll stand. I'll keep it at that. Understanding. You put me on the spot here. I didn't know we were gonna do this.
Again, that was why I did it, to put you on the spot. Okay. Next time, here's something I need you to prepare for.
I love The Lighthouse. I'm like, now I don't. But it's like I don't know what it was. Like Nosferatu has what I like in a movie, and I don't know why. But Lighthouse, I guess, basically. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Damn you for doing this to me.
So what did anyone who's watching, what did you think of The Lighthouse or The Lighthouse? Blah! Nosferatu. What did you think of Nosferatu? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Please leave a comment below. And we do hope you check it out. Anything you want to say? You want to say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. I'm going back. Nosferatu, Lighthouse, Northman, Witch. All right, I'm sorry. All right, bye.
We'll see you next time, and appreciate you watching. Goodbye.